This week's feature premiere is here. Today we're focusing on commentary and presentation updates, changes, and everything new for MLB 22. The biggest news is we have 2 new commentators. I'm pretty sure they're replacing the 3 we had before or whatever, so we got 2 brand new commentators, as y'all can see right here. Now, if y'all did not know, these 2 called games together for ESPN Radio for baseball for, I think he said 11 years, and they recorded, I think, like 300 or 400 hours of their own brand new lines. But in addition to that, for MLB 22, they're also taking lines and phrases and commentary from their ESPN broadcasts together. So we're going to be getting real lines that go with real plays and everything that should seem a lot more natural than something just recorded in the studio. One thing that Chris Singleton, and I'll turn the camera off just so you guys can get a look at that real quick, just all the names and everything. One thing that Chris Singleton just mentioned is one thing that he thinks is unique about getting both of them is that they've been working together, like I said, and like they mentioned, for over 10 years, right? So they already had that chemistry. They already work really well together. They already flow well together. So everything that they say and do should really go together, whereas maybe in the past with Matty V and some of the other guys they've brought in, maybe it just will have not had as much chemistry or flow together as well. So I feel like that could be a really big opportunity for us to have the most natural and just smoothest flowing commentary that we've had yet in MLB The Show.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to the show.
And now a lunging catch, and he does a full gainer as well, but somehow hangs on for the second out. He's there, but oh, he clanks it off his glove. And look out as that fastball ran in and got him. Ouch, bang. Stopped by the post office to get stamps on the way to mailing in that swing. It's 3-2 now. And a diving effort there at third. Good way to bruise your ribs. How much for one of them ribs?
And he wasn't going to hit that one with an oar. A ball that's carrying. Oh, high.
Deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run.
And just like the ex-girlfriend who ain't coming back, that one is gone. Santa Maria, game over.
So that was a little tribute to Matt Vasgersian. I am a little bit disappointed that they did not throw in the, oh, and he botches it. But still, that's awesome. He's been there since the beginning. It's definitely going to be weird not having Matt Vasgersian in the game anymore. But I feel like a lot of the lines were maybe getting outdated, overused, overplayed. And I think this change will, in the long run, be a really good thing for MLB The Show and keeping it fresh.
And now the 0-1. Fly ball down the right field line. If it's there, it's gone, and that is gone. Rafael Devers rounds the bases. He's done it again. His second homer of the game. And just like that, they're out front. It's 8-7. Singy, the ball is jumping off his bat.
Yes, it is. Tons of loud contact. Man, it's been impressive. No doubt in my mind, just about everybody in this ballpark holding their breath on that one. I tell you, just barely snuck it inside the foul pole, and talk about a huge swing. That's it in this ball game. Could be the biggest swing of this ball game. We'll see.
Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. And that one is...
How was that a home run?
Tom Murphy sends it out. His 4th home run of the season. The Mariners strike first. It's 2-0.
That's an incredible job of letting that breaking ball get deep, thrusting your hands, and driving it out the other way. That's how you practice it in the cage. Incredible when you can translate it into the ball game.
So that was just kind of a taste of the new commentary a little bit, trying to get a feel for it and everything. And I feel like it sounds pretty good so far. I can't wait to just hear more of it. A big thing that stood out to me in the first clip they showed was the booing of the crowd. I know that's not really the announcers, but the boos sounded better than the boos ever have in MLB The Show. And I really feel like it would just improve the atmosphere of the game so much if the crowds got more hype, where it's a good thing or a bad thing. Booing or cheering, I love hearing stuff like that from the crowds, but the commentary sounded pretty good too. So a couple things they did in addition to just recording lines is, number one, like we mentioned earlier, they just mentioned it again, that they got footage and audio, I guess I should say audio, not footage, from actual games they've called together and everything like that. But they also had them record lines for an MLB The Show game, right? They were watching a game like right here, and they were calling lines for it like they're calling a real baseball game. And then that's going to be going into the actual game, so that should help it sound a lot more natural.
Zunino swings and crushes one. That's out to deep left field, and it hits the fence. The relay throw, not in time. He's safe, and a run comes in to score.
A little more backspin on that instead of the top spin. And he's jogging around the bases rather than pulling up in second.
Margot at third with 2 away. That one the other way. In comes the runner from third, and they take a 2-run lead.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Stocky right-handed hitter, got big-time power.
This is a very important inning here. After scoring all those runs, you want your pitcher to come out and just mow them down. The offense has worked hard. It's shut down inning time.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock.
Well, that may end up being an at-bat we go back to later on when this game is over. Just a simple ground ball the other way that had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole. Now a huge at-bat in this game coming up.
That sounded pretty good to me. The couple things that I noticed, number one, is some of the lines just seemed really delayed. Like the ball bounced off the monster, then like a second or two later, oh, and it's off the wall. It just seemed a little bit delayed. And then the other thing which I've noticed on that clip and some of the others is the audio mixing seems kind of all over the place. Sometimes the crowd seems way too loud. Sometimes the music was seeming way too loud. And I don't know if that will be the case in the game or if it's just kind of for this presentation feature premiere they're doing. But the audio mixing and levels just seemed a little bit uneven at times. They're talking about right now one of their biggest goals with recording the commentary was making everything feel like it was a live recording or from an actual game. They wanted everything to feel natural and realistic, and that's what they were striving towards. So that's really good to hear.
On the ground, 2 ball. Good feed, that's 1. Over to first, safe. Ground ball right side, could be 2. To Adames, that's 1. And that's 2.
Pitcher made the pitch, and his players made the play behind him. Nice job. 4-6-3 inning ending double play.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
That pitch wasn't even close, and they still got a check swing out of it. He's going to have to make an adjustment and make it fast.
The 1-0. On the ground right side, 4, 6, 3, and they turn the double play.
So there were just some more audio clips for you.
And a pitch. Outside corner, got him looking. He can't believe it.
No, big strikeout right there, and maybe a little controversial with the call. I think he got a little bit of favor on the mound. No question about it. It's not exactly what you want to see in a big spot like that, and I'm sure there's some chirping going on from the dugout, making it clear that wasn't his best call behind the plate today.
That might have been my favorite clip they showed. I feel like that was really good. And what they were doing there was showing off the stitching enhancements. So what stitching is, they have audio clips and they stitch it together. They're piecing them together. And they've done that a lot more with this new commentary. And they've also added a lot more stitching, which will add more variety. So you're not hearing the same things over and over and over. It's really going to depend on the situation, the score, how many outs, what inning, what just happened, who's coming up to bat, everything like that. And we should be hearing a lot more variety in the commentary, which is huge. So in addition to commentary, this is also a presentation feature premiere, and they've done a full audio package refresh. They've changed the crowd when stuff happens versus cheering, booing, stuff like that. They've enhanced noises like the crack of the bat, the ball hitting the glove. They've just completely overhauled and re-improved and improved, I guess is a better word, the audio and the entire audio, not just the commentary. I love this.
2 outs, base is empty. And here is Xander Bogaerts. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. At the belt and fires. They say it went. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
Back here at Chavez Ravine, bottom of the second. Chris Taylor down. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. That misses. Ball 2.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
Next offering is in for a strike.
So those were a couple of examples of the new conversation system, which to me makes it sound like the commentary should hopefully be a lot more natural, because you're having a conversation take place. Okay, something happens, it interrupts that conversation, they talk about it a little bit, and then they go back to their conversation just like real life. So to me, that seems like it's a good stepping stone and a good first step in making the commentary seem a lot more natural. So they've actually been working on the commentary for, I think, about 3 years now. It just showed 128 recording sessions, 350 hours of recording. So this has been an ongoing work in progress for the last 3+ years, which hopefully means it should be really good. 45,000 new audio lines for this new commentary system. Wow.
So almost ready to get underway, and on the hill in this one, Mike Messina. What do we have on him?
Yeah, Boog, when you're a teammate of a guy like this, you love when it's his turn to pitch. He's out there on the mound carrying himself with a ton of confidence. That gives other guys confidence that, hey, the other team's not going to score much. All we've got to do is have good at-bats, put up some runs, and we should be able to get a win. He's got some of the best stuff around the league, so if he's on, he has the ability to control the game, and guys aren't really going to get much to hit.
Kicks and deals. There's a strike.
I mean, that's perfect location, right on the black. I mean, over and over again, this guy demonstrates the ability to hit those spots. They're so tough to do anything with as a hitter.
And that was just the new legend reveal introduction for Mike Messina right there.
We kind of went a new route this year, and we created a regional theme where you're sitting at home, you're watching your favorite team, and you kind of have your regional sports network. So we created all these elements that you're seeing.
That is cool.
Make you feel like we're in tune with the traditions that are happening in all these different cities.
Oh, that's amazing.
Tried to add personal touch to all the different teams out there, make you really feel like you're in your home, and hopefully bring some nostalgia to the community out there. And
I love this. I really do.
We hired a new motion graphics artist who, as you can see, has really stepped up his game with some of these 3D elements you see on your screen. Yeah. So throughout all the art, we just have more team branding, more logos, accentuated the team colors and all that kind of stuff. So what you're seeing right now is all the regional themes. So it's supposed to be tied into the team you're playing with. This will either be the home team if it's computer versus computer, or it'll default to the user team. You can see here we have some slogans that go on the scorebook after you hit a home run that are tied to each franchise. Sorry, I'm a Mariners fan, so there's probably some extra Mariners stuff in here, but you'll get some San Diego love for anybody who's a Padres fan too.
This looks fantastic. So, Drew, tell everybody about your background.
Yeah, so I've been with the team now for 3 years.
Changes like that, I feel like, can really keep the game fresh. Having new and updated presentation, design, graphics, everything like that. That's really, really nice to see how much they've changed and improved that type of stuff.
ESPN, I sat in the TV trucks outside the stadium. And so I've really tried to take what I learned at ESPN with all these elements, replay angles, cameras, all that kind of stuff, and apply it to our game.
Right, so jumping back into themes, people might have noticed, our Eagle Eye fans, we have a new MLB The Show theme, right?
Yeah, so the other option for a broadcast theme is what we call it, where you can, all the graphics and stuff match each other on the screen, is the show theme. And we tried to really make this about big games. So these are set as default for opening day, all-star game, postseason, games of the week. and we used a lot of these 3D elements, but tried to really make you feel like you're in a big moment watching a big game. You can see some of the stuff there. Great backgrounds on all these graphics as well. So again, the team really stepped up their game, and this theme is more about the big moments that you're used to seeing on TV, whether you're watching an All-Star game or a World Series. So you can kind of see a lot of the elements that are new here. But really just both packages, I think, really another goal was just to tie everything together, and have the replay transitions match the score bug, match the bottom line ticker. Here's another new addition. We've got Google StatCast this year to really bring some authenticity to our StatCast presentations, which came out really well. And lastly, you'll see here we have a win expectancy bar on the score bug in the bottom right that dynamically changes as teams get out of big jams or hit home runs. And
that's awesome. And it was really fun to watch everybody try to figure out what that bar actually was during the tech test. It's the win expectancy bar.
So I don't know how much of that I'm actually going to put in this video, but I felt like I need to include at least a lot of it because it's pretty much them showing us the new graphics and presentation and everything. And I feel like me just talking about it, describing what it was, wouldn't do it justice.
Lastly, I mentioned big games, but for the World Series, we really tried to knock it out of the park and get some payoff. If you go all the way through an MTO or a franchise and you get to the big series, so we paid it off with some World Series elements. As you can see here, it's just some really cool stuff to help you, really be immersed in this being a big moment. The crowds are bigger, the announcers are more excited, and we upped our art game as well to kind of match that.
The whole intro sequence for all of these big games just feels like so just engrossing, I guess, just engaging is what I should say.
One thing our fans really love is our score tickers and the slide outs. Has there been any work done or any new features, any new stats that our fans can look forward to seeing in the new slide outs?
Well, like I said, the Google StatCast stuff has been really fun to work on. We've enhanced our bottom line ticker. We're able to show headlines that are happening from around the league now. So if somebody has hit for the cycle, it'll tell you on the bottom line ticker. If somebody has 7 RBIs in a game, if a player's closing in on the home run record, well, we're able to kind of bring the whole experience of the league onto our bottom line
no-hitters,
ticker.
shutouts.
What's going on here?
Yeah, so one of the other things is our team here at San Diego Studios does such a great job on the stadiums. We thought it would be cool to really immerse people within the stands. So we have these new fan cams, we're calling them, where it really puts you in the seat, and you can see different cool points of view. We went through every stadium and kind of found cool seats and
that is
iconic
sick
places to watch games.
That's really cool.
And we actually set up 150 of these cameras in all 30 ballparks that are spread around the stadium. So
wow, I need that in Diamond Dynasty
before the game. It kind of immerses you more in that feeling. Like I mentioned, I'm a Mariners fan. I haven't gone to a game in Seattle in years, and I miss it. And it was cool just kind of like seeing my old seats and stuff like that. So it's just a cool thing.
And I have an entire game mode like Road to the Show, except where I'm a fan. So that's pretty much the end of this feature premiere, and I'm really excited. I feel like that was low-key my favorite feature premiere we've had so far. I can't wait for fresh commentary. The presentation and graphics seem amazing. I love the audio overhaul, specifically the crowd getting more into it with cheering, getting more into it with booing, just getting more into it in general, especially in big games like playoffs, All-Star Game, opening day, stuff like that, intense situations that they mentioned. I feel like everything they showed and everything that I heard from this feature premiere was pretty much just good news and has me excited for the commentary and presentation in MLB 22. The only thing that I feel like I could say that I mentioned earlier too was some of the lines just felt delayed, like that one off the wall. It seemed like it took a second or two for that to register, but I also feel like that's something you'll never get perfect in a video game. So overall, this might have been my favorite feature premiere that they've had so far. And here is the final schedule for the feature premieres. We got 3 to go, 3 weeks until launch.